Okay, so our first story, in speaking of the MCU, our first story is about a film that's going to be coming out in really the beginning of blockbuster season, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And one of the stars, as everybody knows, Dave Bautista, is not going to be coming back. And so, according to Variety, there was an article that was put out, and he's calling the exit a quote relief because playing Drax was silly and not pleasant at all. And he said, I don't know if I wanted Drax to be my legacy. So the article goes on to say that he was grateful for it, but it's a relief that it's over. And he wanted to do more serious roles. Now, of course, he's going to be in a couple of films where he gets a little larger speaking parts. Of course, we have the M. Night Shyamalan film coming out, Knock at the Cabin. And then, of course, the major anticipated film, one of my major top 5 anticipated films. And if you want to go back and watch that little link right up there for you guys, it's Dune Part 2. So that's going to be another big thing. But my question to you, Kyle, is what do you think about the comments of him saying that it was kind of silly? He wanted to actually have the character fleshed out more, and they didn't do that. So what do you think of the comments? Do you think they could have done something else besides what they did? What do you think?
Yeah, for me, I do kind of feel bad for Dave Bautista because when it comes to like Drax, I think he was a character that, when he started out, he had this basic backstory that was one of the most fascinating and tragic backstories of the entire MCU, and then he kind of became more of the comedic relief, and even like Guardians 2, people have joked how like he's called Drax the Destroyer, but he only destroys like one thing in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And of course, when they get to the end of the Infinity Saga, when you get to Infinity War and Endgame, he kind of is more so pushed to the side as, you focus more on Iron Man and Captain America, and they're the ones that really fight Thanos at the end. But I think, for me, I read in the quote, he was saying that was also the makeup process. That was a grueling process. And from what we know from many actors, like Jennifer Lawrence, for instance, who played Mystique in the X-Men films, it's really, really hard to, be in that makeup every single day and to do that for so many years. And by the time we get to Guardians 3, he's almost played Drax for about a decade. So I think that I can definitely understand why he would kind of want to move on from it. And also, I think the one great thing about Drax is that it really catapulted him into stardom. And I think he is most definitely grateful for Drax because he wouldn't be where he is now if it wasn't for him playing that character. And like you said, like he's going to be in Knock at the Cabin. He's basically like, I don't know if he's like the lead, but he's kind of like, it looks like the main antagonist of the film. And he looks great. The movie looks great. And then, of course, he's in Dune Part 2. And he's, I think, just going to keep on getting more and more roles where he really gets to flesh out his talents. So it's sad that we won't see him as Drax, most likely, in the future. But I'm just, I think it's a great thing to know that he started out his career with this character, and hopefully when we get to Guardians Volume 3, he has a great ending, and they bid him farewell.
Yeah, no, I think that it's going to be interesting to see. So actors, I would call this, kind of like getting, doing your chops, getting your acting style, figuring out how you can become a big actor. It happens to every aspiring actor. They have to do things that maybe they take roles that they really don't want to, but they have to hone their craft. There's another actress I can think of a couple years ago, and it was Maggie Q. I loved her in Mission Impossible 3. I thought she was amazing.
Mm.
But when she went to a movie called, I'm blanking on the name, it's not The Prestige. Anyways, the point is that she was the lead. And it had Michael Keaton in it, and that was a big thing. And I didn't really care for her as that particular lead. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in The Protege. It was called The Protege.
Mm.
So I'd be really curious to figure out how he does in this. If he is the lead, is he? I mean, I'm not expecting an Oscar performance here, but I'm expecting him to hold. Since he is the lead, I'm expecting him to hold his own here. I'll be really curious to see how this whole thing. And of course, by the time we get to Doom, he's going to be getting bigger and better. Give this guy 5 years, and he's going to be, I mean, not at the stature of The Rock, but he's going to be really, really up there and doing some great roles. What do you guys think? Do you like Dave Bautista as an actor? Did you like him as Drax? Did you think that, do you think it's easy making the jump from a wrestler to an actor? Because there have been some of it that people that have done it. You've had The Rock, John Cena, and a couple of others. Are you excited to see him in A Knock at the Cabin in June? Leave us your thoughts down below.